3 of Iran Revolution Live. We are starting off with the Armin Power Hour. Welcome, Armin, our amazing host.
Oh my God, thank you. And obviously our amazing host, Goldie Gamari.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. How are you doing?
Wait, so good. So you guys didn't have anything before now? Like you
No,
guys
I started a little bit late because 2C
later.
I live streamed earlier, and then at
Right.
1:30 we went. I played 2C's live stream to kind of give everyone the news update for anyone who missed it. And no, I was waiting for you, so I didn't do any updates or anything. I didn't even come on the
Okay.
screen, so I was waiting for you so
Okay,
we could
great.
babish. No, that's fine. That's totally fine. So there we go.
Well, Goldie, today, we have had our days where we said Goldie is right, but today is Goldie is so right day because like this is today's power hour is 1 hour of Goldie was right. Okay, because
Are you serious?
yeah, it's just every information that we're getting right now is about the war being imminent. Like it's like everything is getting ready for the attack. Everything like from all directions seems like United States is getting ready for an attack. So this is very exciting. It's a very good day today. The information that is leaking from people close to the White House and close to President Trump. And there's a lot of activity, and yep, it seems like it's happening. So yeah. Oh, this is a good picture. Yeah.
You know what? It's funny. It's funny that you actually mentioned this and brought this up because I actually right before you came, I was actually working on some new merchandise. So I literally just finished uploading look at this to my merch store.
Oh my God.
I literally just finished. So I have like I literally like this just went up. So I have like a Goldie is always right. I have this one where Goldie's always right, Armin's usually right. And then I have one where it's like Goldie is always right on the front and then you're on the back. And then I have another one where Armin's usually right and then I'm on the back. And then I have a mug as well. So we got the mug. I said, and you know what? I actually, if you check your WhatsApp before you even mentioned anything, I actually, I sent you the same graphics so that if you want to add it, like if you want to make, merch on your merch store as well, the graphics are there. So those are the high quality graphics. There you go.
Oh my God, thank you. This is amazing. Actually, does WhatsApp reduce the quality when you send an image or no?
I sent it, I ticked off the high definition option.
Oh, okay.
So you should have the high definition version.
Fantastic.
But there you go. Like literally, I just put this up. I was going to announce it later. So I just thought it was so literally latest products, just uploaded this. It's so funny that you're mentioning, Goldie's always right power hour. All right, let's get into it though, because I don't want to take up more of your time.
All right, guys. By the way, I'm going to start with this Barak Ravid. I know you guys don't like Axios, but this guy has been a source of a lot of correct data that has eventually came out. I'm not saying he's always right.
The only reason I'm hesitant about him is only because Mark Levin says that Axios is like the Al Jazeera of the United States. That's the only reason. Like I have no other knowledge about that, but that's just what Mark Levin said.
Yeah. So, but there's a lot of other places that they like. I know he works for Axios, but this guy specifically seems to be a major source of a lot of people. So I know he works for Axios and Channel 12, but he himself specifically seems to be somebody that everybody keeps referring to, right?
Okay.
So he just posted this. It's saying U.S. President Donald Trump is close to issuing an order to launch a major war against, well, he says Iran. He means Islamic Republic. Sources familiar with the details say such a war could become sooner and be far larger than most of the American public realizes. Details in my article on Channel 12. Okay, so guys, Goldie, we might be entering into a massive war at a scale that a lot of people are not even mentally ready for, right? And I'm not massive when it comes to the scale of the attack. I'm not necessarily, I don't know how long it's going to take, but this is very important. So let me just go over some of the details that we're getting right now. So we're getting a lot of information right now with things moving, more military assets moving around. And this is a summary of what's happening. The United States and Israel are preparing for a potential joint military campaign against the regime in Iran that will be massive, multi-week, and closely resemble an all-out war. This is what the analysts are saying that they are observing. It is expected to be far larger than the previous 12-day war, obviously, or like it's going to be much more significant than the operation in Venezuela. And guys, we're not this information. Nothing is 100%, but this information is coming from so many people who know what they're talking about. We're not talking about like people's tweets or like live streamers or YouTubers or bloggers. We're talking about people close to the decision makers, right? And people who are observing that how things are moving around, right? So President Trump's is closer than ever to initiating military action. He expects total submission from the regime, but the regime is only offering minor concessions. Guys, remember I told you that on President Trump was basically mentioned that on Tuesday when the Arakshi was meeting with Witkoff and Kushner, that was the last chance that they have to come out with everything that the Trump administration wanted, and they didn't have anything. And the Trump administration is not making a big deal out of it. The fact that they didn't actually deliver anything that the Trump administration was expecting, they kind of talked about it a little bit, but the fact that they're talking about it very little means that to us, to a lot of people, it seems that something big is happening behind closed doors. So they're dragging out the negotiations. Okay, so this whole delay tactic is not working. Remember that President Trump also gave a deadline for when he's going to attack, and last time he did that with the 12-day war, he right at the end of the deadline he attacked. So right now he gave a 1 month deadline, and Goldie, if I'm not mistaken, we have already passed 1 week into that 1 month deadline. Correct me, guys, in the chat if I'm mistaken, right? Remember, during the 12-day war, the day after, like the deadline, a lot of people assume that, oh, Trump just comes in and he gives a deadline and the deadline passes and nothing happens. In the 12-day war, it became clear that, oh, actually, these deadlines do mean something, because the day after the deadline, the attack happened, right? So we have right now unprecedented deployment over the last 48 hours. So guys, you remember how we came out and talked about all of these like assets coming around in the Middle East? So we're not repeating that. We're talking about that the past 48 hours has been very, very significant. The United States has exponentially accelerated its military deployment to the Middle East, conducting over 150 equipment transport flights. We have 50 advanced fighter jets have been deployed. This includes at least 12 F-22 stealth fighters sent via the UK, and 3 full squadrons, 36 aircraft of F-16 fighter bombers dispatched from the US, Italy, and Germany. F-35s, U-2 spy planes, and are also active, right? Guys, so as significant as everything before this was, the past 48 hours is like on a different scale. It's like crazy. It's like, it's basically, if we don't have war, it would be the most extraordinary thing that has ever happened in the history of warfare. This much movement on military assets and then nothing has never happened. Like, I'm not exaggerating, has never happened. If we don't see an attack, this would be the first time in history of any military in history that this much military equipment moved into a location and then nothing, right? So we have support and refueling. A massive continuous stream of aerial refueling tankers is flying from the US to Europe and the Middle East, allowing combat aircraft to operate indefinitely deep inside the vast territory over Iran, in the Iranian airspace, right? So command and control 2E3. I don't know how to pronounce it. There's another aircraft, E3 Century AWACS aircraft have landed in the UK. So I didn't know what these are. So I looked it up. These are critical for managing aerial combat and intercepting drones and cruise missiles, apparently. So we have also naval assets. As I mentioned before, I made one wrong prediction, but one wrong prediction that I made was I expected that the USS Abraham Lincoln, that the other naval asset that is going to be added to that, the aircraft carrier that is going to be added to that, was supposed to be the George H.W. Bush carrier strike group, but apparently it's the USS Gerald R. Ford aircraft carrier strike group, which is the most advanced carrier strike group that the United States has. So that is significant. I'm still hoping that the George H.W. Bush also participates, because we have still another 3 weeks for the deadline to end, and also the George H.W. Bush requires another 3 weeks to get ready. So it basically matches that. It would match that. Armin, it also might be, yes.
Sorry to interrupt. This might add to your analysis. So President Trump just posted this like 35 minutes ago.
Wow. Okay.
So let me read it for you. I've been telling Prime Minister Keir Starmer of the UK that leases are no good when it comes to countries, and that he's making a big mistake by entering a 100-year lease with whoever it is that is claiming right, title, and interest to Diego Garcia, strategically located in the Indian Ocean. Our relationship with the UK is a strong and powerful one, and it has been for many years. But Prime Minister Starmer is losing control of this important island by claims of entities never known of before. In our opinion, they are fictitious in nature. Look at this. Should Iran decide not to make a deal, it may be necessary for the United States to use Diego Garcia and the airfield located in Fairford in order to eradicate a potential attack by a highly unstable and dangerous regime, an attack that would potentially be made on the UK as well as other friendly countries. Prime Minister Starmer should not lose control for any reason of Diego Garcia by entering a tenuous at best 100-year lease. This land should not be taken away from the UK, and if it is allowed to be, it will be a blight on our great ally. We will always be ready, willing, and able to fight for the UK, but they have to remain strong in the face of wokeism and other problems put before them. Do not give away Diego Garcia. So
I've never seen a statement from a president of the United States bring up a military strategy and wokeism as a threat to it in one statement at the same time, which I support, by the way. I really like that. That is amazing.
No, I just wanted to share that with you because that might I don't know, somehow fit into your military analysis that you were talking about. I don't know if it does, but I just wanted to share that.
Yes. Fantastic. Okay. Good. All right. So there's going to be a lot of reactions to that. So maybe the next time I'll come up, I'll also review the reactions to that. It's very interesting that this is the time that he is making that statement, and the control over the island and wokeism and military strategy against the Islamic Republic, all in the same post. There's a lot there to unpack. Okay, so I think you could do an entire stream talking about just that one post. But maybe I'll in the discussion group that we have, I'll check with the people there and see what they think about it. So maybe I'll bring that up. Yeah. So nature of the attack, Goldie. So we had our own thoughts regarding what this attack is going to be looking like. Now let's look at what some of the top analysts are saying, and you guys in the chat, let me know how much you agree with this. Okay. So, nature of the attack: the assault will be, again, none of this is guaranteed. This is what the analysts think. Okay. The assault would be an air-centric standoff war utilizing long range firepower and cruise missiles rather than a massive ground invasion, obviously, with armored divisions. However, US or Israeli special forces will likely infiltrate deep into the Islamic Republic to sabotage nuclear, missile, and political targets. So that is very interesting. I did not expect the analysts to come out and say this soon. They expect some boots on the ground, not like an invasion, not like armored division, like Iraq type of invasion, but there are going to be special forces getting in and trying to probably take out. I would expect, for example, if Khamenei being a target, I think Khamenei being a target might require some boots on the ground. But maybe we'll see, because we'll see about that. But I'm almost sure that when it comes to the enrichment uranium facilities, that would require some special operations on the ground beyond just aerial bombardment. You cannot just there needs to be a securing of the enriched uranium that is already there, which you cannot do from air. So expect reports from for some special operations on the ground, at least when it comes to the enriched uranium. We'll see if there is more required for the missiles and political targets. We know, guys, for the 12-day war, with a lot of people, when they talk about the 12-day war, everything they remember from the 12-day war is things going boom boom from the air, right? But most if people who have been remember more accurately what happened, we had Mossad agents on the ground sabotaging, like basically destroying the launchers. Remember, using drones, guys? Remember that during the 12-day war, there were a lot of people, there were a lot of agents on the ground that were participating in activating the drones that went and stopped so many of the launchers that were launching missiles at Israel, and they were stopped. So you might expect that to be. By the way, guys, I very much expect for Mossad agents to have been at least doubled since the 12-day war. So, and I do think that there are a lot of Iranian Mossad agents will be participating again in this war. So, guys, please remember that when we talk about Mossad agents, we're not talking about Israelis. We're talking about Iranians. It is possible that most Mossad agents are now Iranian, given the heavy recruitment of Mossad inside Iran. There are so many Iranians that want to be Mossad agents. So every time you see Mossad operating inside Iran, these are heroic Iranians who are basically fighting to save their country. The training and the missions and the directions comes from Mossad, but it's the Iranians on the ground that are carrying out the Mossad operations, right? So given the level of the level of motivation for Iranian people to free their country in the past couple of weeks, especially, I mean, it has always been very high, but after the massacre of the Islamic Republic, a lot of Iranians are trying to figure out everything that they possibly could do to bring about the fall of the Islamic Republic earlier. And Mossad has active channels that people could securely come and apply to be a Mossad agents through different links that Mossad offers inside Iran, and they also teach you how to do a security so you don't get caught. And I'm pretty sure Mossad gets way more applications from Iran that they could even handle. But given the high level of applications that they get, the number of people who eventually do become Mossad agents are probably a lot a lot higher than before. So I do think that during this, when this war happens, I'm pretty sure Mossad will use this as Iranian assets on the ground and do whatever they need to do to reduce the harm that the Islamic Republic could do so that the attack could be carried out. Guys, this is going to be very difficult. Not remember, guys. I always tell you that you see the amount of military assets that Goldie is showing on the screen. This is from before. Now there is even more than that. Remember that a fraction of this is required. A fraction of this is required to be able to hit wherever you need inside Iran. The reason why all of this military asset is being gathered around the region is not all because it's needed to attack the Islamic Republic. They're there to defend 11 countries. The difficult part is not hitting your target. The difficult part is to defend 11 countries at the same time against thousands of missiles that will be launched, maybe at the same point. Probably they won't be able to launch it at the same time, but you have to get ready for them being launched at the same time. 11 countries need to be defended. 11 countries, right? So it's really hard to defend. You have to try to make sure not a single missile hits any of the highly populated areas in any of these countries. And you have to also make sure that not a single American soldier dies. And I'll tell you why, because it's really high stakes. If a failure to secure a decisive victory would severely damage US global credibility in the eyes of rivals like China and Russia. This will be a massive, by the way, this is actually a huge risk that President Trump is taking if this attack happens, because this will be a huge risk to his legacy. So if this is happening, it has to be done perfectly, preferably with zero American soldiers dying. Zero American soldiers dying. So this has to be done right. This has to be done fast. This has to be done effectively, and this has to be done while America defends all of its allies completely and perfectly. And most importantly than anything for America, this has to be done without a single American soldier dying. A failure to secure this will be very damaging for the legacy of Trump. And this also, if they're targeting the supreme leader, achieving that is essential. If they're targeting Khamenei and they miss, that would be the greatest propaganda gift to the Islamic Republic. So they should not miss. It has to be done right. This is why this has been taking so long. Remember, guys, a lot of Iranians might be frustrated why this is taking so long. If this war took place and it wasn't absolutely perfect, even if the Islamic Republic gets hit really, really hard, if they don't fall, it's a win for them. This is the problem that we're having, okay? The problem is that Islamic Republic, from their perspective, as long as they don't die, no matter how much you damage them, no matter how much you bloody them, no matter how much you take out their military assets or their commanders, if they still survive, for them, this is a win, because your goal was to get rid of them and they're still there. So they will effectively sell this as a win. So anything short of complete victory would be a propaganda win for the Islamic Republic. And even with all of the military assets and military commanders that they will lose, or politicians that they will lose, if they survive, for them, it was worth it. For them, this war was actually a net benefit, because it proved to their followers that not even a full head-to-head confrontational war with the superpower of the world can get rid of us. Like what that would do. So imagine if basically President Trump gave in to the demands of so many people to attack sooner. And imagine that we went to a war and it was significant and it was big, and it was really costly for the Islamic Republic, but it didn't topple the regime. And guys, even if they could topple the regime, in the middle of the war, the cost of the war to America is high. For example, losing soldiers or losing the inability to defend your allies. Because America is a democracy, the political pressure on the White House would be so high that even if they could finish the war from a military perspective, they wouldn't be able to finish the war from a political perspective. That's why the war has to be fast and very, very effective and efficient, and it needs to be very, very aggressive because they need to finish it fast before the political. Because a lot of people, when they try to measure the strength of the United States, they only look at the military strength. What they're not taking into account is the political cost. In democracies, you have to take the political cost into the consideration. And that's why if it drags along, that's why if it becomes too chaotic in the Middle East, that's why if American soldiers die, America might be forced to stop the attack before the attack finishes, and the Islamic Republic will survive, and the net benefit would be higher for the Islamic Republic because every single follower of Ali Khamenei would be, we must be on the right side. We must be the soldiers of Imam Mahdi. We must be blessed by Allah because not even the United States managed to, with all their navy, with all their carrier strike groups, with everything they have, they came at us and we're still here. So we must be on God's side. And this would be a huge win to them. And it will also be a win propaganda wise to all their supporters outside of Iran. It will be a win for Hashd Shabi because they will be able to convince their members that they defeated the United States. It will be a win for Hezbollah. It will be a win for Zainabiyun, Fatimiyun, Kataib, Hamas, all of them. That's why the delay is justified. Okay, I know it's hard to accept that because Iranians are literally dying as we're speaking inside Iran by the Islamic Republic. So I understand why you guys want this to happen sooner, but this is why Iranians would die more if this attack is not the way it should be, if it's not completely complete. So I understand your frustration, but this is why this attack might be taking longer than a lot of you want.
Armin, would it also be appropriate to label this, because like some people are saying like, United States is getting ready for war, but I don't really see it as war. I see it more of as like liberation, right? Like the United States is not interested in like a long, extended, drawn out thing, right? Like they basically want to just go in, do what needs to be done, and just, destroy the regime as soon and as quick as possible. And Senator Lindsey Graham as well has said that they're not interested in boots on the ground. Neither are we, right? King Reza Pahlavi has also said, we're not interested in boots on the ground either. So do you think that maybe one of the reasons we're seeing this massive buildup is exactly because of that? It's because, kind of like what shock and awe or whatever, like they just want to go in, just, strike once, strike hard, get them all at once at one time, because no one's interested in a long drawn out war.
Yes, you're completely correct. President Trump is main criteria for this is that it needs to be what he wants to avoid the most is a dragged out war in the region. He wants to make sure that this is very short. And you're very correct, because the amount of military assets that we're seeing in the region not only is required to defend all those 11 countries, but it's also what's required to make sure that this is done quickly and fast. And because there's not going to be any boots on the ground, if you want to have maximum damage in a very short amount of time without any boots on the ground, that's why it takes this level of military assets. Yeah.
Have you heard about like I just saw this. I don't know if you've seen this or not, but there's this account that I follow on X called War Monitor. They have like almost 1 million followers, and apparently they've now confirmed that Russian warships have arrived in Iranian ports near the Gulf of Oman. And then I looked this up, and there's this news article from a few hours ago where Iran announces joint naval drills with Russia, raising fears of accidental escalation. So apparently it's true that Russian warships have entered the area. So I mean, I'll send you this article. I literally just saw this, but again, like I'm not like a military person, so I don't even know how to like analyze this stuff. But I would love your feedback and input on this.
Yeah, so this is actually very resembles the helicopters that the Islamic Republic recently received. Remember, we also saw that. So attack helicopters. So from a Chinese and Russian perspective, obviously they would want to set this one out. Like they don't want to. No, somebody in the chat saying World War III. No, guys, this is not going to be World War III at all. Not even close to it. Okay. Neither China or Russia are interested in coming in and defending the Islamic Republic. They are interested in giving the Islamic Republic some military assets to make the war. There's three reasons why Russia and or China, mostly Russia, would be interested, I mean China as well, would be interested in giving the Islamic Republic military assets right now without them getting involved at all, is three reasons, if I remember them. Yeah. One reason is that obviously increase the cost to United States, okay, for conducting this war. Second reason is to gather as much information as possible regarding United States military strategy. So that this is why if I was, for example, the CCP right now, what I would give the Islamic Republic is anything that could, like radar or any other intelligence gathering information, with the condition that I get to get that information as well. So it would be very, if I was the CCP, I would be helping the Islamic Republic in that way, so that when United States attacks, I could basically collect a lot of the information regarding how, in a real war, how United States operates. That's the second reason. A third reason why, if I was Russia or China, I would give military assets to the Islamic Republic, is because I want to see, especially China. This one is especially China. I haven't been in a war for a very long time as China. Okay. I have no idea how my weapons operate in a real wartime condition. So if I was China, I would be desperate right now to give some military equipment to the Islamic Republic so that they could use it, so I could see how my weapons operate in a real warlike scenario. That would be very valuable information that I don't have. So that's what I would do. However, do not at all expect China or Russia to come and participate in a war directly with United States for the Islamic Republic. That makes absolutely no sense. I mean, I hope you guys know that makes no sense, right? Let me know if you need that explanation for that. They would never do that. The Islamic Republic is not worth it. That would damage China's economy way more than any benefit the Islamic Republic has for China. It makes absolutely no sense for them. Okay, I mean they don't even know if they could basically defend their own territory, like if it comes to a war with the United States, like in their own backyard, let alone in the Middle East. Obviously, they're going to be crushed. Guys, remember China. When we're talking about China's military ability compared to United States, we're only talking about comparing them in the Pacific. Everywhere else in the world, the United States completely dominates. Like it's a joke. China's military ability anywhere else in the world, other than their own backyard, United States dominates the planet, right? So if big if China ever gets to have some superiority over Americans, that will just be in their own backyard, nowhere else. And that's a big if. Okay, so Israel's direct involvement. So according to, again, Barak Ravid, which is a prominent journalist, regardless of where he's working for, the campaign will be a joint U.S.-Israel operation. So remember, we gave you three different options regarding how Israel would be involved. Let's see how he thinks Israel would be involved. So it says immediate participation. Israel will be involved from the very beginning. So some people were suggesting that Israel might actually start before United States. So Israel will actually lead the attack, but he's saying that there would be joint US and Israel from the beginning. So saying so Israel would be involved from the very beginning, as any solo US strike would inevitably result in the regime of the Islamic Republic retaliating directly against Israel anyway. So it doesn't make any sense to basically get the US involved and then wait for the Islamic Republic to attack Israel and then for Israel to get involved. So given that we know the first thing they're going to do when United States attacks, the first thing the Islamic Republic is going to do is attack Israel in response. So why even wait for that, right? Israel's would make Israel. By the way, when Israel gets involved, their first priority would be the air defense. Second priority would be launchers. So they need to take out the launchers of the Islamic Republic, right? The missile launchers. And guys, remember, as big of a joke the missiles are of the Islamic Republic, there's three types of military strikes from the Islamic Republic that will go towards Israel. It's the drones, the cruise missiles, and the ballistic missiles. Okay, so the Islamic Republic knows that the cruise missiles and the drones will not hit anywhere inside Israel. Okay, so why do they launch them? You guys know why they launch them? The point is for the ballistic missiles to hit something. But the reason why the drones and the cruise missiles will get launched at the same time is because to occupy the defense system of Israel. So it's very easy for Israel to take out the cruise missiles and the drones, but given that it needs to dedicate some manpower, some focus, some military assets towards neutralizing them, that would, in the Islamic Republic's perspective, that would make the ballistic missiles more likely to hit the ground in Israel. And remember, the ballistic missiles' main point are to have a nuclear head. So why would they be used by the Islamic Republic right now, given that they're not very accurate at all? Is because even though the ballistic missiles are not very accurate, the Islamic Republic uses them in downtown Tel Aviv, highly populated areas where you don't need to be very accurate. This is why the Islamic Republic is like not really attacking military bases anymore, because every time it uses these missiles to hit a military base, if you want to hit a military base, you need to actually hit a very specific target, like where a plane is or where something important is. If you hit a ballistic missile, it'll like it's just going to make a big hole in the ground and not hit anything specific. So the Islamic Republic hits its ballistic missiles into downtown where the people are, because even if it's not accurate, as long as it hits a building, in their mind is just going to kill a bunch of civilians, and that's a win in their perspective. So that's why the ballistic missiles not being very accurate when it comes to targeting for Islamic Republic, they overcome that limitations by going for highly populated areas, which is a war crime, by the way. Okay, so yeah, despite the imminent threat, the Israeli military's home front command has not yet ordered the public to open bomb shelters. This is very interesting. Guys, why do you think that is? Is it because they want to keep the element of surprise? Because if they do this, maybe they reduce the element of surprise. But this is a bit strange that they have it. So people in Israel, maybe you could comment in the chat. What do you think this is? There's not yet any order to open bomb shelters. I think this is something that will happen last second, right? Based on my talk to my friends in Israel, this will happen like very immediately before the attacks. It's not something that you would do ahead of time. But the fact that people are even talking about why they haven't ordered the public to open their bomb shelters suggests that maybe the attack is coming earlier than a lot of us think. But I don't know. We'll see. Okay, because we have been here before, right? However, municipalities and hospitals are independently right now, as we're speaking, preparing in Israel, and the Israeli public is intensely getting ready, sensing a pre-war atmosphere. Israelis in the chat, let me know how you're feeling right now. Is this a sense that you're getting? Like, is the environment right now in Israel anxious, ready? Are you guys getting prepared? Like, let me know how. Like, it would be good if we know get some information from you guys what's happening right now in Israel, right? So let's go. We did United States, we did Israel. Let's now go to the Islamic Republic. So what's happening there? So satellite imagery confirmed by Reuters and the Institute for Science and International Security reveals the regime in Iran is rapidly reinforcing and burying its strategic nuclear and missile sites to protect them from the impending strikes. Guys, this shows that even the Islamic Republic thinks that an attack is imminent, is happening. So everybody is getting ready for war, including the Islamic Republic. So this is why everybody thinks that this is going to happen one way or another. Again, nothing is for certain, but yes. So we have in Parachin, okay, at the Parachin military complex, the Taliban 2 facility has been heavily reinforced with armed concrete and completely buried under dirt to camouflage it and make it impenetrable to bunker busting bombs. I don't know if that actually works, but okay, whatever, you can try. And then we have in Natanz, near Natanz, previously buried areas are being reconstructed. Massive cylindrical towers, estimated at 36 meters long and 12 meters wide, typically used for producing high purity nuclear materials, are being built. In Esfahan, the regime is actively camouflaging and blocking the entrance to the underground tunnel networks at the Esfahan nuclear sites. I don't know, guys, I'm not a military expert. I'm just reading these reports. Can somebody explain to me what would camouflaging the entrance do, given that you already know where the entrance, like when your enemy knows where the entrance is? What's the point of camouflaging it? Like, it's not like you're going to be able to move the entrance. It's already been locked in. I mean, they're observing you camouflaging them. So can somebody explain to me what's the point of camouflaging the entrance when the enemy already can see what you're doing? Yeah. So then we have missile bases. Missile bases in Shiraz and Qom have been fully repaired and operationalized. Really? Okay. Well, this is good for us, by the way, guys. This means that Israel is not going to back down on making sure that they do regime change if they actually manage to fully repair them, according to these reports. Okay, equipment and aircraft are being rushed underground in some cases. Guys, this is all happening in the past 48 hours, right? So, given the rush movement of the equipment, it seems like the Islamic Republic is thinking that this is going to happen like very soon. In some cases, the wings of airplanes are being detached just so they can fit into the subterranean bunkers. Interesting. I didn't know that. That's okay. That's good to know. So Goldie, I want to show you oh my god, I'm running out of time. Okay, I need to show you something really quickly. Let me see which ones I have time to show. Okay, I'll just show this one because I think you're going to enjoy this.
You can always come back after too.
Yes, I'll try.
If you can, it's okay too.
Yes, and also I have to see if I actually have enough data to come back, because what if I come back and I'm like, well, I don't have anything to share. Right? Like,
well, we're just going to be doom scrolling. A lot of people are thinking that this is the buildup. Who knows? I mean, okay, but look at this. Look at this. I want to share this really, really quickly. It's like a 10-second clip. This is from today. So Press Secretary Levitt said, Trump has been very clear that with respect to Iran or any country around the world, diplomacy is always his first option, and Iran would be very wise to make a deal. So she's basically saying there's no deal yet.
The president has always been very clear, though, with respect to Iran or any country around the world, diplomacy is always his first option, and Iran would be very wise to make a deal with President Trump and with this administration. He's talking to many people, of course, his national security team, first and foremost, and you know who the members of that team are. And this is something, obviously, the president takes seriously. He's always thinking about what's in the best interest of the United States of America, of our military, of the American people. And that's how he makes decisions with respect to military action of any kind.
It's giving me the same sort of vibes as like what before they attacked during the 12-day conflict and went after the nuclear facility.
And the pre-Maduro talks was exactly like this. You
Yeah.
know, it's very interesting because yesterday I was just watching a video from her. I think it was her that she was talking about right before they attacked Maduro. Right before they attacked Maduro, they talked about like, oh, we're willing to talk. We talk to anybody. They were saying the exact same thing about talking to Maduro right before they went yonk and took him. Goldie, I don't know if you saw this video from Christian Amanpour.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw that. I mean, no. I'm glad they called her out, but then I'm like, they could have been like a bit more polite about it because like people are using that to attack us and they're like, oh, like why are they attacking journalists? And so I don't know. I mean, you can show it. Like I know it's fine. Like show it.
Okay.
Viewers can see. Yeah.
So let us know in the chat what you think about this. I think like this is. I mean, I think people. I understand why some people would be concerned that why are they attacking her like this? But honestly, people are dying, and he's basically like a mouthpiece of the Islamic Republic, and she's attacking Princess of Pahlavi, which was our only hope for us to get free from the Islamic Republic. So, I mean, I get what you're saying. It would be
like I despise her. I can't stand her. So like, I completely understand why they did that, but it's just a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't know how evil she is. So, but yeah, show the video.
Okay, guys, let us know in the chat what you think about it. So I'll play it once without translating, and then I'll translate.
خانم امانپور، من یک چیز خدمتتون بگم به احترام روح تمام کشته شده های ایران که با عشق رفتن برای حمایت از شاهزاده رضا پهلوی و شما بهشون توهین کردین. توهین بی احترامی کردین. من میگم خاک بر سرتون و چقدر از شمای لجن ما بدمون میاد. خاک بر سرتون. جلب شمایی. خاک بر سرتون. واقعا شما. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. خفه شو.
You decided to lobby for a regime. You decided to lobby for a regime.
واقعا شما لابی جمهوری اسلامی هستید. شما مایکروفون آیت الله خامنه ای هستید. خاک بر سرتون.
Shame on you for being the lobby of the Islamic Republic.
You are stupid.
Javid Shah every day.
You are stupid. She's fucking propagandist of Islamic Republic. You don't know her. She is with.
Okay, so most of it was English. So just the first part, if I want to translate. So she's saying, Mrs. Amanpour, I want to say something to you. So she's saying in respect to the spirit of all the Iranians who were killed. So who went with love. Who went with love to support Princess of Pahlavi. And you insulted them. And by the way, apparently Amanpour doesn't know what Tohin means in Persian. So Tohin means insult. So she starts asking, what does Tohin mean? So she's saying Tohin Yanichi, which means what does Tohin mean? So her Persian is not very good. So now she realized that now she's saying, now stop. So now he's attacking her, saying Khak bar saratum, like shame, basically means shame on you. So this person is saying biadab, which means like you're not impolite. But Khak bar sar is not an insulting word.
I mean, it is rude. It is rude. Like it's not like a swear word per se, but it is rude in that sense.
Okay.
So someone wanted to like this is this is how she appears when she's like interviewing the regime. Like she loves the Islamic regime. She's always smiling. She's promoting them. She's thrilled. And then this is her body language when she was interviewing King Reza Pahlavi at the Munich conference, right? So, yeah.
Somebody's saying he knows his Persian is good. She's just doing that on purpose.
Yeah. She's pretending she doesn't know.
Yeah, like who doesn't know what like she lived for a couple of years in Iran. Like Tohin is not a very people know what Tohin is.
Oh no,
like,
she knows. She knows. She's just pretending. She's pretending that she doesn't know. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So I'm that was 1 hour. That was very fast. I managed to get everything in though. Well, I didn't get. Yeah.
You might have to come. You might have to start coming a bit earlier than 2:00 then.
Yeah, maybe
you have more info. So
yeah, okay. I'll see how much. All right, guys. I'm gonna go to. Oh, by the way, Goldie, on the Persian live stream that we had, we had a very, very heated conversation regarding how what is Islam in Iran going to be like after it is free, and freedom of speech, freedom of religion, stopping Islam from growing. There are people from different opinions, and it got really interesting. Like it was friendly and heated at the same time. So we had some people on the more less free side that didn't want Islam to allow Islam to grow, and then we had other people who were like more on the free speech side. I mean, both sides were against Islam, but both sides were passionately against Islam. But some people were anti-Islam, but also for free speech. And the other side, it was a very interesting conversation, and it was very heated. But I managed to get everybody together by saying, like, guys, isn't it what we should celebrate is the day that these are the conversations that we disagree on, rather than having to fight against a regime that kills us in tens of thousands, right? These are normal disagreements to have, like a normal goddamn country, rather than being massacred by the regime. So this is a good disagreement to have that we could debate after the regime falls, right?
Absolutely. So, no, I think that's great.
Yeah. All right. So guys, I'm going to post a link to the discussion group that I'm going to go to right now. If you want to come talk to me and ask me questions, come over there and let me know, and come there and talk. If you want to ask me about Islam, if you want to ask me about Iran, Princess of Pahlavi, the upcoming war, geopolitics in the Middle East and beyond as a whole, I would very much like to be asked more about Islam if you are interested in asking me about that, because I think I haven't, I think I have a lot of information to share and I don't get to share it as much. So if you do want to come ask me about that, I'm available there as well. I'm going to post the link one more time in the chat, and I'm going to
And no. And also, I want to just mention before you leave, I see some of the Iranians in the chat. They're asking, how can they see or join the live stream? So it's this one, right? Jomhuriye Bi Khodayan. So
yes.
Armin does his Persian language live streams on his Persian language YouTube account, which is basically Atheist Republic Persian. So if you just search for Atheist Republic Persian, you'll find it there. And, there you go. So he had, guys, you want to see Armin ranting in Persian?
یعنی مردم ایران به سمت مدرن
نمیشه رای روش گرفت، نمیشه رای به رای. خیلی مهمی بود. مرسی که اینو نشون دادی.
There you go.
نکته اصلی تو بگو.
We're exposing Armin.
نکته اصلی همینه. خواستم.
All right. So there you go.
Thank you. That's amazing. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Absolutely. So yeah, for all the Iranians, you can go to Atheist Republic Persian, and you will see it there. And I know, Armin, I promised to join the live streams one of these days. I will. Maybe this week we'll do that.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna go tell them. They're gonna get so excited. Just tell me anytime. I'll make it happen. All right, guys. I'm gonna head out. Let me actually remove my channel so Goldie could actually show